Why do you put the relationship online so fast? You know, this happens a lot with people in the industry, particularly the entertainment industry. And it's like, why do you put it up so fast? You may see, for example, pictures of, certain people. They've got together at a certain point. Well, they may have got together before the point they put it up online, but they've got together anyway. They show it to us. They show it on Instagram. They show it on all these social media platforms. And sometimes you're thinking, okay, there were rumors about maybe a particular, you know, person or couple. And it's like, why does it get thrown online so fast sometimes? Or according to what I think, sometimes a bit too fast. Because relationships has always had a foundational, or should always have a foundational sort of reason and belief system should be aligned as to why you're getting in a relationship. But sometimes I'll see it with some of the people that's in the game, and I question, like, what is this need to put it up so quick? What is this need to put it up so, so much, to a point where you may see the start of something and you literally can chronologically follow it till it ends. And I think to myself, why has it got to that point where it's like the desire to put it up has just been a thing, and we just accepted it and thought, okay, it's normal now to just have relationships up there on social media. Now, that's not to say certain relationships that are strong are not on social media. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones where we see over the times at different moments where it was all lovey-dovey, supposedly, and then Instagram stories are throwing shots at each other. Pics are being released at maybe some uncompromising, in some uncompromising positions. Indirect shots, direct shots, story time sometimes. Part 1 all the way to part 1,000, sometimes even sequels. And it gets to a point where you're thinking, where is that desire to just have your, whatever, you call it a relationship, have that and have it offline. Make sure everything is in a state where you're both understanding what's being had between the both of you, as opposed to it just being online, and we are literally, or can literally, see the start and the end. And it's like certain ones where it's like, oh, you can kind of predict that one is a quick one. That one's going to be a quick one. But at the same time, I've never understood why there's like a need to rush to put relationships online. It's always been a thing where relationships have been offline or before social media. It's just, okay, I'm in a relationship, or you're with somebody. Whoever knows about it, maybe family, friends, and maybe the people who live around you, But it's like you need social media to make things official, or to make things seem validated. And maybe you're putting it up to front on sometimes the next girl. Sometimes women will try and front on the next, because at the same time, maybe, that guy that you're with now maybe spoke to somebody that was in that environment that everybody knew each other, and sometimes you just want to front and be like, yo, this is what I've got. Or he may have attempted to get at somebody that this person that has put up the relationship knows of. So sometimes things can be done out of spite, but a lot of the time it's like, why is there a need to always want to put it up so fast, put the relationship status up so fast, put the Instagram with a couple Instagram, a couple's Instagram, and it's like, do what you want to do it. But I just think sometimes a little bit of privacy has been thrown out the window. Just the desire to have a bit of privacy, and I guess, the people that have been within relationships for a long time, that are in it for the long haul, yeah, they're the ones that, they don't have any issue, with putting up stuff for the most part. But I just sometimes question the sort of rush and the desire to put up all these new Instagrams, put it up all on the stories, TikTok, all in a video, you know, a la Suge Knight, all in a video. And it's like, oh man, you know, you gotta assess, you know, what makes sense and why, you know, it's worthy of putting it up. And it shouldn't be on just your feelings. It has to make sense, you know, there has to be a form of you know, reason that's gonna be beneficial, because at the end of the day, unless you don't mind, you know, people seeing the fact that you're being embarrassed sometimes, because sometimes, you know, women can be embarrassed in certain situations when things go wrong. But sometimes I also look at it that maybe embarrassment is out the window today. Maybe that kind of mentality of thinking that, hey, I could be embarrassed is out the window. You know, maybe that way of thinking, most people are not looking at it from that perspective anymore. But yeah, just always have seen and thought, why so fast? Why the online relationship, particularly within the entertainment world? Why so fast? And some of you who are not in the entertainment world, come on. You don't need to put it all up there as well, because I'll be seeing some stuff. I'll be seeing some stuff where, you know, again, another sort of dossier of the person that you were with, the guy that you were with, and there's a large history on the games that you know that you've seen him play, you know, exposés. So be mindful, you know, be mindful of putting things up there, and the speed at which you do it and the reasons for which you do it, because at the end of the day, public consumption is a thing where you have to be mindful that once it's online, that public, things can be said, things can be found, things can be dug up. And if you're about trying to keep some form of decency, some form of privacy, yeah, you shouldn't be out here giving it, you know, the old, hey, here's my relationship. But I guess, like I say, it probably is going to go over a lot of people's heads, because most people are still going to do what they do, because like I said earlier, embarrassment seems to be part and parcel of you know, the industry, and part and parcel of a lot of people's, you know, thinking. But yeah, man, for me, I wouldn't look at it as a basis, especially just based on the entertainment aspect. I wouldn't look at the entertainment aspect, entertainment world, and think, you know, just put it up there. Entertainers, they should, in my opinion, be mindful. But like I say, it seems nobody really cares. And as long as they get another person, I guess it's a merry-go-round. So, you know, most people won't look at it that deeply. But I think if you've got any kind of decorum, any kind of, you know, how I'm looking, you know, you have a kind of understanding of how it looks, yeah, then you will be mindful of putting things out there that, quite frankly, don't look the best when it doesn't work out. But that's my opinion, and I think it will be interesting to hear what other people think, because for me, man, I don't think it's the best. I don't think it's the best, particularly in the entertainment world. And like I said, some of you non-entertainment people, y'all be on a lot of stuff too. So chill, basically, chill out. But it would be interesting to hear what people think.